Comics.
Hey, what's up? I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
And this is Rockin Comics.
Yay!
Obviously, and unless you stumbled upon it by mistake, then I apologize for anything that's about to happen. That's Augie, by the way.
There's Augie.
Yay!
Little co-host. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. This week we've got a good week of books this week. Mm-hmm. We have an Amy's Awesome.
Yep.
And not really an archives, but
Review-y thing.
Kind of an archives because of when we found out about it and when we actually got to see it. So, kicking things off with comics this week, kicking off with DC's Suicide Squad number 5, Prison Riot. This is my favorite Suicide Squad so far in the series. I love the idea of the book, and I felt a little disconnected from it for the last couple issues, but this one, wow, it really brings it home. The art is still really... I felt the art in the past has been a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this issue seems, for me anyway, consistent all the way through, and it's really building towards the next story, or the next issue, because it's still part of the same big story. But man, this one, Suicide Squad, has been my favorite issue so far. It opens 9 headshots from Deadshot. Just boom, 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 boom. If that's not a badass moment, I don't know what is. So, man, Suicide Squad number 5, in my book, thumbs up, very cool, very fun.
There you go.
Did you like it at all?
Nah, I like the Shark Dude. Shark Dude's always my favorite.
Killer Shark was crazy in this. He's not in it much, but man.
Just love the idea of the character, the design. I don't know.
He makes an impact in this book.
Yeah, he does. And it shouldn't make me laugh, but it does.
It's kind of funny. It was kind of funny.
I don't know.
Ooh, man.
Anyway.
So anyway, Suicide Squad number 5, in my book, the best one of the series so far.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go. Only took 5 issues to get there.
The others weren't bad.
Look at it.
The others weren't bad. It's just been my favorite one so far.
There you go. All right. Moving on. Batman and Robin, number 5. Batman betrayed.
Dun dun dun.
Maybe. We think. We don't know. We're theorizing maybe yes, maybe no. Don't know. I guess we'll find out. Really good. I mean, you just hit the ground running when you open this book and just keep going and going and going, and then all of a sudden there's a flashback. and it's like, boom, 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 we're going to slow it on down for 1 second here. I mean, it felt like... Besides the flashback, you learn about this character that we have not known about, so finally we get to know what the heck is going on. I just really kind of wish they'd done it in a little bit different way. But still, you're going on a really great story here.
Oh, yeah.
The art is still just fantastic. And even though you don't have interaction between Batman and Robin in this one, like they're not face-to-face, you still basically have really good interaction between the characters and the forces that are pulling on both of them and the relationship involved. Still knocking it out of the park. Still my favorite Batman title. Good stuff.
Really good.
Good stuff.
I appreciated the fact that the Nowhere character, when he took Damian, made him take his cape off.
Yeah.
It just was a very...
very symbolic.
It really made me like that. And I kind of agree with you about the flashback. It didn't work for me for different reasons, but overall still.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I mean, ultimately we know what we needed to know.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Moving on.
Next issue, please.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to be okay.
Exactly. Next up for us, Secret Avengers number 21, the last run of Warren Ellis on his one-shot stories, which I don't think I gave a fair shake when he started. And I think a lot of it, we talked about it in the podcast, had to do with the art in that first one. I did not like it.
And the story really wasn't even that... It wasn't that explosive. I mean, compared that to this.
Okay, yes.
If you want to talk about explosive and quality story, God, that one was terrible.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, comparing the two.
I won't say it was terrible. It was very confusing, that first one.
Yeah.
This one, it's so, and maybe we've gotten used to his storytelling style. I don't know.
It could be.
And the art is 10 times. I love Stuart Immonen and his art, and so this was right up there. But this does a really good job of bringing more of the characters into play. Warren has he's kind of picked and chosen his characters that he's used in the Secret Avengers, which is perfect, because that's kind of what Secret Avengers is all about.
Right.
You should have a roster of folks, and you select these people for each mission that you have. And so you should select. You shouldn't just send everybody out.
Right.
You should do it. So he's really done that well, and I'm really going to miss his storytelling on the Secret Avengers. However, it does make me look forward to the next arc in the new creative team, the new characters. There are some new characters coming in, which I'm excited about. But as far as this goes, Secret Avengers number 21, man, really, really good. Love the art, love the story, and it's really made me appreciate these last few issues, what Warren Ellis has done with Secret Avengers, and the characters themselves. And I think going back, I hope they collect all of his one-shots into a book, because even though it doesn't tell a cohesive story, it really kind of does. It tells the story of what the Secret Avengers are all about, as opposed to here's an arc that goes from point A to point B.
Right.
That is, here's what the Secret Avengers are all about, and here's several stories to tell you that.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
So there you go. I really, really liked that book this week.
I think that might be my favorite of his books that he's done.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think absolutely.
I mean, I think the last one was really good, but this one was just so good.
Yeah. And it has some, like, horror-y, almost Cthulhu-esque type things in it that I really appreciated, that I wasn't sure you would dig, and I was kind of surprised to hear it.
It was weird, but I don't know. I still don't quite get that part of it.
Right.
But I don't feel like that really detracted from the story.
No.
You kind of just go, what? And then you keep going.
Whereas I was like, when he brought that up, I was like, wow, that's almost mind-blowing to think about, to consider. And it's just, do yourself a favor and pick up Secret Avengers number 21. It's, like I said, since it's basically a one-shot, you won't need a lot of front and back to it. You can just get it, and you understand who these characters are, basically. So get it. It's quality. Quality stuff. Thank you, Warren Ellis, for your run.
Yay! All right.
Next
so
up.
then, New Avengers.
Yay!
Freaking Bendis. Sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly how to put into words your appreciation for something, and he just keeps going.
Yeah.
Just really, really good stuff. We've got a couple of story threads that are kind of coming in here. You start out with what is her name? What's her freaking name?
Alicia?
Oh, no.
No.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes. Luke Cage's wife.
Yeah.
Whose name?
I don't know her name. She's looking at the baby, and she says to Squirrel Girl, "I need one more thing from you." Moving on.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all we get. So you get this really great teaser as to what's going to happen. And then you just go into freaking Avengers whooping up on the Dark Avengers and just...
Yeah, they beat up Tommy Lee Jones, Norman Osborn.
Norman is apparently superpowered. We don't know why.
They don't either. Their reaction to it is hilarious.
Spider-Man's like, Norman Osborn doesn't do that. So, it's good. Even though, and we talk in the podcast, we've kind of seen this before. Yeah. But even though you've seen it before, it's really, really, really enjoyable still.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even necessarily say it's told in a unique way. It's just still friggin' fun. Yeah. You know?
Well, and the angle that, and we talk about in the podcast, how the angle that Bendis has taken now with Norman going, time out, who are you to tell me anything? Right. You're Avengers. You're not the cops. You're not the military. You're not even S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. You're Avengers. Screw you. You may be even the bad guys.
Right.
And
who's to say who's the bad guys and who's the good guys?
And it's a really interesting take on this whole revamp of New Avengers versus Dark Avengers. So yeah. I've really appreciated what Bendis has done. And once again, Mike Deodato's art, I love it.
Yes. And that sort of ties almost directly into what we just finished up out of the annual.
Yes.
So I think that they've got this theme going.
With the same themes of who are you Avengers to do what you do.
People are protesting the Avengers, and So I think this is a theme we're going to see in more of these books.
Oh, yeah.
Coming through. And I don't know. I think it's not like that's never been explored before, but it's fun to see it done again. And so far it's being done really well.
Yeah.
So, good stuff out of this one.
Like it.
Yep.
Which leads us to our Rockin' Comic of the Week. Now, in case you can't tell, it's going to be a tough choice, because the ones we talk about more comics, by the way. There are more comics in the podcast at rockincomics.com. We talk about all those. It's been a really strong week for books this week.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say, but we picked our top 4 that we thought we'd talk about. And so as far as, like, for me, Rockin' Comic of the Week this week, surprisingly, I'm going with Suicide Squad, number 5. For me, this one did it because it's got me, I can't wait to read number 6. Yeah. And for me, that's what a good book should do. It should keep you going. And once again, the things that tick my boxes, story, art, and action, it's got all those in spades. And when you kick off with 9 headshots, it's hard to beat the action on that one. And it doesn't really let up. So, Suicide Squad for me, Rockin' Comic of the Week.
For me, I went with New Avengers. For all the reasons we just talked about, basically.
Yeah.
It's just so good, and it just feels like one of those things that the hits just keep coming, and I can't wait for the next issue.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
There you go. 2 Rockin' Comics this week, and basically, any of the books we talked about in the podcast or today, they all rock for their various reasons, but for us, those are the 2 that stood out.
Yeah.
So. And speaking of something that stood out, that leads us, in one of the books we talk about in the podcast, something stood out and has garnered the title of Amy's Awesome this week.
Yes. In the back of we had a Dark Horse issue. And
Lobster Johnson, number 1 of 5.
In the back of it, there's a preview for, well, not a preview so much as, there's little tease for the new Avatar: The Last Airbender comic book series.
Guess who likes it?
I really, really, really love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So to see that they're making a comic book has me really excited about this. They're stuffed.
I don't know if you caught that interesting slip of the tongue there, but...
Moving on.
I am.
You're so unprofessional. You can't just let it go.
Yeah, you've never done that before, ever.
Anyway, Nickelodeon's going to air a new show, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra. I don't think she's not an airbender, so I'm really not sure why they're kind of keeping part of the title. I guess just to kind of sort of continue that separation from James Cameron's Avatar. Because you can so get the 2 confused.
Which if M. Night Shyamalan would have done his homework, there wouldn't have been that problem.
Copyrighted first!
Dang it. What a twist. Didn't land the name.
Anyway, so the comic book that they're going to do is kind of going to bridge that gap between where the last series ended and the new series is going to take off. It's going to sort of pick right up from, literally from where the last one ended, is from what I can gather of what they're saying online. It's going to pick up from after, Zuko is now the new Fire Lord, or, I don't even know if Fire Lord's the title they're using. But it's how to kind of restore this balance to a world that's been fractured for so long.
Right.
And how do they get from that into what the story they're going to tell in Legend of Korra. So, I think it should be really interesting. I'm really excited. Super optimistic. We'll see how it goes. It should be out, I think it's either out this week or next week.
Right. It's out this month.
Out. Yeah, it's really soon.
I didn't see it when I went to Gmart, so...
I'm thinking it's next week.
So I better get it. That's what I'm hearing.
It's 80 pages is the thing, too. They're going to put them out in graphic novel format. It's not going to be, your little $3.99 30-page issue.
Right.
So,
or 20 pages.
Depending.
More than likely.
So we'll see. I'm excited to see it done in that format. The only thing that sucks is Borders is closed. We're making it books.
Gmart.
I guess so. I have to go down there and get the book.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh
well. So awesome. Amy's awesome.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
As far as archives go, this isn't really an archives, even though we heard about this show. Seems like almost a year ago. But G4 finally debuted the 4th and final Marvel anime series, Blade, this past Friday. And I gotta say, of the 4 I've seen, Iron Man was my favorite so far. Wolverine was awful. X-Men was marginal. It had its high spots and low spots. This one so far starts off really good, so I'm really excited about it. It seems, if you've seen the movie, you've kind of seen a lot of the... Even the imagery looks similar. It was weird. Like, it's supposed to be in Japan. All these are supposed to take place in Japan, but the opening warehouse scene, it's like, that could be warehouse anywhere. But I guess that's typical of warehouses, so... but it was really good. It's telling the initial... You get the initial story, who Blade is, why he's a half vampire. You get that right away. They set up the bad guy immediately. They set up his allies immediately. And you're there. You are... Right. Within the 5 minutes, whatever long the episode is, you are in the story and you're ready to go. Boom. So, nicely hit the job running. Hopefully they will not fall into the X-Men category of run, and then let's take a nap for 4 episodes and until we get to the last one. I did not appreciate that about the X-Men series. So this one, I kind of feel good about.
Yeah.
Plus, I kind of dig Blade as a character to watch on the TV.
Yeah.
Apparently not enough to buy the book, but...
There you go. Stuff, we're both looking forward to things. We're feeling optimistic.
Yes.
Hoping some good stuff's coming soon.
Yes. And check out the podcast because we have a bit of a rant at the end that we talk about movies and comics and how they correlate. So
not really a rant. More like a discussion.
It's a tangent.
It is a tangent. That's okay.
Can we say that?
We can go off in tangent.
Tangent. That's there. Otherwise, I think that's it.
That's it.
Augie, are you done? He's not even barely awake.
He's got his chin on the desk.
Wish you could see him. He's just like, whatever. So I think that's it for this week. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Bye.
Bye.